Hello everyone, welcome to history class. Today we are going to start lesson 1 of history, a period of transition. Transition means change or transformation. The main objectives of the lesson are you will come to know about history and its sources, Renaissance and Reformation, voyages and discoveries, the Industrial Revolution, and emergence of imperialism. Topic of today is periods of history and industrial revolution. And the main objectives of today's topic are you will come to know about history and its periods, sources of modern period of history, Renaissance and Reformation, voyages and discoveries, and the industrial revolution. New words related to today's topic are history, study of past, source, a place, person, or thing from which something originates or can be obtained, historians, the persons who study and write about the past. Renaissance. Renaissance is a French word that means rebirth. Reformation. Reformation is a term taken from Latin that means restoration. Voyage. A long journey involving travel by sea or in space. Discovery. Discovery means finding, realizing, and unearthing something. Industrial Revolution, transition or change to new manufacturing processes from about 1760 to about 1820 and 1840. History has been divided into three periods. Now, the question arises, what is history? History is the study of the past. Our past consists of events that have happened as recently as the day before, a month, a year, a decade, or tens of thousands of years ago. The knowledge gained from the study of history is important to understand both the past and the present. So, the history is a record of people, places, and events of the past arranged in chronological order. And it enables us to discover why, when, where, and how certain things happened. And the people who study the past in a systematic way and record the events are known as historians. Herodotus was one of the earliest scholars who studied history and is therefore known as the father of history. Now let us read from the book. History has been divided into three periods: ancient, medieval, and modern. This division is based on the fact that each of these periods has some unique features that differentiate it from the other periods. Each period is a whole in itself. Their duration differs from country to country. The ancient period refers to the time period beginning with the first record in writing. It ends with the fall of several significant empires such as Western Roman Empire in Mediterranean, the Han dynasty in China, and Gupta Empire in India. And the medieval period or the Middle Ages started with the fall of the Western Roman Empire and merged with the age of Renaissance and discoveries. Whereas the modern period in India began in the 18th century CE, and this period is characterized by the great interaction among countries of the world. During these periods, there were many changes witnessed in various countries of the world. Witnessed means viewed. India was also affected by these changes. Hence, it is important to study these changes and understand their importance for India. Importance means significance. So, the different changes were seen during the different periods in different parts of the world, and our own country, India, was also affected by these changes. But it is important for us to know that the transition or change from the ancient period to the medieval period or from the medieval period to the modern period did not happen all of the sudden. It was a slow and gradual process which involved a series of political, social, economic, and religious changes. Now, let us read and discuss about sources of history. Sources may refer to places, persons, or things from which something originate or can be obtained. The sources that tell us about the modern period can be divided into two categories. Categories means types, and these categories include primary source and the secondary source. Primary source is a first hand account, record, or evidence about a person, place, object, or an event, whereas secondary source is an account, record, or evidence that comes from an original or primary source. Means the primary sources of information are generally first hand or original accounts of an event. These sources offer an inside view to an event and are usually unedited and unevaluated. And the secondary sources, on the other hand, interpret and analyze a primary source by attempting to explain, analyze, or summarize it. Primary sources include original documents such as government records, literary works such as books and newspapers, artistic evidences such as paintings, and archaeological remains like monuments and artifacts. And some examples of the secondary sources are textbooks, biographies, histories, or newspapers report by someone who was not present. Means the secondary sources are related to the primary sources and they are made available to us only after historians study the primary sources and give their views on them. Now let us read and discuss about Renaissance and Reformation. The 1400s marked the end of the Middle Ages. During the 14th century, life in Europe had been difficult with wars, peasant revolts, and Black Death. The Black Death is a disease that killed a lot of people that was a horrific thing to have. The great epidemic of bubonic plague that killed a large part of the population of Europe in the mid 14th century. The old medieval order was dying and people were seeking something new. In medieval times, the church had dominated the arts, education, and learning in Europe. People had accepted what they were told without asking questions. Then, in the 14th century, Italian scholars began to take interest in the writings of the ancient Greeks and Romans. They started thinking and observing those writings. They even started questioning and experimentation. And from 14th century till the end of 16th century, Europe was transformed by a flood of new ideas. The transformation began in Italy and included new ways of building a new style of art and new ways of thinking and living. That period and the changes it brought came to be known as Renaissance. Now let us read from the book. Renaissance is a French word that means rebirth. This movement brought about the modern age in Europe with the rebirth of ideas and changes that lasted for many centuries. Means Renaissance is also called rebirth or revival. And it is called so because at that time people started taking an interest in the learning of ancient times, in particular the learning of ancient Greece and Rome. Renaissance was seen as a rebirth of that learning. And this movement brought new era in Europe with new ideas and changes which lasted for many centuries. This period in European history from the 14th century to the 17th century is regarded as the cultural bridge between the middle and the modern history. It began as a cultural movement in Italy in the late medieval period and then spread to the rest of Europe, marking the beginning of the early modern age. Means the Renaissance is a period from 14th to 17th century and was considered the cultural bridge between the Middle Ages and the modern history because it was started as a cultural movement in Italy in the late medieval period and later spread to Germany, France, England, and other European countries. It marked the starting of the early modern age. Renaissance encouraged people to think, use reason, logic, and adopt a new approach to thought rather than believing in the church blindly. This witnessed the development of the scientific method, learning by observation, questioning, and experimentation. Means Renaissance encouraged people to be curious and to question received wisdom, particularly that of medieval church. It also encouraged people to use experimentations and observations to solve earthly problems. So finally, the Renaissance period saw the development in the scientific methods as people started learning and noticing the things. They even started questioning and testing the things. It was a new age of discovery. Galileo Galilei and René Descartes promoted a new view of astrology and mathematics that challenged old ideas. Galileo Galilei was an Italian astronomer, mathematician, and engineer. He has been called the father of observational astronomy, the father of modern physics, the father of scientific method, and the father of modern science. Galileo refined telescope and he used his telescope to advance the theory that the earth was not the center point of creation which the Roman Catholic Church considered. And Rene Descartes is regarded as one of the greatest philosophers. He is considered as the father of modern philosophy because he introduced the idea that entire knowledge is the product of reasoning based on self-evident assumptions. And they both promoted the new views of mathematics and astrology and objected the old existing ideas. Copernicus began the process of changing the whole view of the world with his argument that the sun was at the center of the solar system rather than the earth. Before this theory of Copernicus, people believed that the earth was in the center of the universe. As before the theory of Copernicus, Ptolemy, who was a Greek mathematician, astronomer, geographer, he had already given a theory that the celestial objects like the sun, the moon, stars orbited the earth, and earth was in the center of the universe. It did not move at all. But Copernicus, after studying, published a book that was Revolutions of Hemispheres and put forward the Copernicus theory that the earth is a planet that revolves around the sun and rotates on its own axis. But the Roman Catholic Church did not approve it as it was against the Bible. The church disapproved this theory because the Holy Scriptures stated that the earth was at the center, not the sun. Some other key figures related to English Renaissance included William Shakespeare and John Milton from the field of literature. William Byrd was famous for his music, and William Tyndale was the one who translated the Bible into English. Now let us read and discuss about Reformation. Reformation is a term taken from Latin and means restoration. It brought the reform of the Roman Catholic Church. The Reformation was a series of events by which the people who were enthused with the spirit of inquiry broke away from the Roman Catholic Church. They wanted the church to accept their new thoughts and ideas. This movement, known as Reformation, was led by Martin Luther King. So, during 16th century, Europe witnessed a movement against the corruption and abuses that were prevalent in the Roman Catholic Church in different parts of Europe. This movement was known as the Reformation movement. The word Reformation was taken from Latin language, and Latin was basically the language which was originally spoken in the areas around Rome and Italy. The movement gained momentum in the early 16th century when Martin Luther, a German priest, through a series of writings, started questioning the authority of the church. And Reformation was series of events by which the people were motivated with spirit of inquiry. Means they became to ask the logical and reasoning questions, and they wanted the church to accept their new thoughts and ideas. Now, the next topic is voyages and discoveries. Voyages are long journeys involving traveling by sea or in space, and discoveries are findings, realizing, or unearthing something. During Renaissance, major sea discoveries took place. Sailors and explorers discovered new sea and land routes. This led to a boom in trade. Boom means rapid economic growth. Merchants and kings benefited from this trade. Both financed the sailors for more sea voyages. Means major sea discoveries took place during Renaissance period, and many merchants and kings of Europe started trading with the different countries of the world, and they started getting benefit from the trade, and both the traders and rulers started financing the sailors for more sea voyages. The explorers and sailors tried to find a new sea route to eastern countries like India, and they ended up discovering new lands that were never known to mankind till then. Now, let us discuss about the main explorers and sailors that made sea voyages to different places. Christopher Columbus was an Italian navigator who completed 4 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean, and He traveled to Atlantic Ocean and reached Cuba, that was an island in the east of North America. He reached around America in 1492. Actually, Columbus set out in search of India towards west across the Atlantic Ocean to reach India. He landed on the shore, which he wrongly believed to be Indian territory, and the place where Christopher Columbus landed was later on named as West Indies. Later, an Italian explorer and navigator, Amerigo Vespucci, reached the same shore following the route taken by Columbus. And because of Amerigo Vespucci, it became clear that the land on which Columbus landed was not the coast of India. It was a new land which he named as America after his own name. And finally, in 1519, Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese navigator, set out a voyage with the purpose of circumnavigating the earth. But unfortunately, he was killed before he completed his voyage. But after his death, his co sailors completed the circumnavigation, and this was the first sea voyage around the globe in the history of the world. Now let us read and discuss about the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution was transition or change to new manufacturing processes from about 1760 to about 1820 and 1840. The boom in trade brought about a boom in demand. The situation demanded that more goods be produced within a short time to fulfill the demands of the market. In the 17th and 18th centuries, merchants from the towns in Europe began moving to countryside and started supplying money to peasants and artisans and persuaded them to produce for an international market. With the expansion of world trade, the demand for the goods began growing. So the merchants demanded that more goods to be produced within a short period of time so that the demands of the market could be fulfilled. This could not be done under the domestic system of production. In this system, manufacturing was done in people's homes using hand tools or basic machines. This system could not meet the demands of the booming market. The need to adopt a new system of production became clearly evident. As the world trade expanded, so the demand for the goods also increased. So the manufacturing of goods that was done earlier by the people in their homes by using hands or simple tools under the domestic system of production was not sufficient. That system could not fulfill the demands of rapidly expanding market. So it was quite clear that there was a need to adopt a new system of production so that the merchants could fulfill the demand of the market. The 18th century CE, that is the 18th century Common Era, saw the development of a new system that was the factory system of production. This system saw the shift to newly invented powered machines, special purpose machinery, factories and mass production. So, in 18th century in Europe, there was the development of the new system that was known as the factory system of production. In order to meet the demands of the booming market, the domestic system of production was replaced by the factory system of production in Europe. Means the manufacturing which was earlier done in people's homes using hand tools or basic machines was replaced by the factory system of production. And under this system, powered machines were newly invented for the production of the large amount of standardized products. Moreover, merchants set up factories, bought raw material, employed workers to work in those factories that were equipped with new machines and produced goods in large numbers, and the workers were hired on wages. This transformation of agrarian rural societies to industrialized urban societies is known as the Industrial Revolution. Means the transition of agricultural rural societies to industrialized built up societies is known as Industrial Revolution. So we can conclude that the rapid and sudden political, social, economical, and technological changes are often called revolution in history. And one such revolution was Industrial Revolution, which began in Britain in 18th century and brought about significant changes in manufacturing of goods from rural handmade processes to urban machine driven manufacturing. And the Industrial Revolution is regarded as the first significant step in the modern economic growth and development. Now, I hope today's topic is clear to you. Your today's homework is to learn the related terms and try to solve the related back exercises.